and x is greater than 2. It is also true. So the answer should be 2, and when I run it, I will getting the same. If I change this to 4 and check, so the expected answer is false. When I run it, I will get the false. So this is the way how or you can use Boolean operations in the Python code. Similarly, if I have to check whether x is greater than 10 or x percent is equal to 0, the x is less than 10, so this is false, and x percent is equal to 0, this is true. So the answer would be 2 as all percentage. So if I change this to 1, this is false and this is also false. So answer should be false. And when I run it, I am getting false. So this is the way how you can do it. Okay, when I change back to 0, I'm getting 2. Okay, not x less than 6. So here x less than 6. Okay, x was 4, so x was obviously less than 6. So this is true and not negation of this is false. So I must get false. And I'm getting, if I change this to x less than 4, what I'm getting 2. Yeah, obviously, because x was 4, so x less than 4 is false. The negation of false is true. So I'm getting 2. Okay, so I'm done with this one. Boolean algebra. Okay. And same for George. Or if this is not equal to x is greater than 1, x was 4, so this was false. Oh, this is not equal to x less than 10. X was 4 less than 10. This is 2. So this is something 2 is not equal to something, so must be false. If I change this to, let's say, 5. So 4 greater than 5, this is false. And this is 4 less than 10, this is true. So false is not equal to. This is must be true. So I'm getting the same. Okay. Uh, you can take some examples and practice it as for the comfort. Now I move into some important thing. This is very confusing. Uh, Object identity and equality. So here you can see here A equals 1, 2, 3, or it contains the numbers 1, 2, 3, and B the same contains numbers 1, 2, 3. If I write A is equals B, I will get 2. So okay, I will not run it. Now I will get. Okay, so it is important to execute the base command before. Okay. So if I writing A equals B, I'm getting 2. But I am writing if A is B, I'm getting false. Why this happens? Because uh, equality is something different from object identity. Here A is an object which is different from B. Object is different, though the what the A and B contains, they are the same. So if A and B are stored in the memory, obviously that memory part will be different, though the material that they contain, that would be same. So if I write A is equals B, it will check the thing that is stored in A and B that are the same. So here A equals B, I will get into. But if I write A is B, that is obviously distinct because I have defined A and B distinctly. So obviously A is B, I will get false. And similarly, if I am checking A is not B, I will get it. Okay, now what do identical objects look like? Yeah, I've seen that the objects were different, though they were equal. Okay, matlab they contain the same element, so they equality hold. But the object identity would, what do identical objects look like? Here is an example. If I take A equals 1, 2, 3, and if I write B equals A, here by default I'm assuming B equal to A. So here A is B holds. If I write A is not B, I'm getting false because here I've defined B to be the I'm defining the B to the same object as A. So here the object itself B is A. So hence A is B holds. So when I'm getting two. Okay. So you can read it as well. The same thing is written here. So you can check here. Your ID of A is something this, ID of B is something this. Okay, and this is the ID function. membership. Okay, membership operators. 1 in 1 to 3. It means the same as we are running sets. One lies in 1 to 3 in this set or not. Obviously, one lies in it, so output will be 2. If I write it for 0, what I will get? 0 in this obviously false. And I can check it for this also. This lies in here, the answer should be false as I'm getting. So this is the way how you can check for an element whether it is in a set or not. Here the same, 2 not in. The 2 or not in, so it must be false as I'm getting. If I add like this, it must be 2 because this doesn't lie in here. So I'm getting the same. So you can check it for different examples and verify it yourself. It will give a boost to yourself that you can apply in Python language also. Actually, Python is simple language, so you are directly using here or these operations here. But in C and other languages, you need to do some complex thing. So I have completed my part. So I would request Bhavya Prabhu to continue the next part. If you have any doubts, you can ask. Otherwise, we are moving for the second part. Please speak if you have any doubts.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Thank you, Anish Prabhu. Just 1 minute. Is my screen visible?
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
Prabhu.
Prabhu. Yes. Okay. So we will do in this part we will do lists in Python. So first, what is a data set? A data set is a set of data or a table of data. It is like the one you see in Excel files or something like this. This all is a data set. Simple. And what are lists? A list is a sequence collection of different objects such as integers, strings, or even other list as well. So list एक collection होता है जिसके अंदर integers, strings और मतलब जितने भी elements हैं हम सबको डाल सकते हैं. और एक list के अंदर एक another list भी हो सकती है. उसको हम कहते हैं nested list. आगे जाके आप हम पढ़ेंगे nested loop, nested if statement, nested other things. So nest का मतलब simple way में ही होता है एक के अंदर एक और, यानी उसी का टाइप. यहाँ पे नेस्टेड अगर लिस्ट में कहूंगा तो एक लिस्ट के अंदर दूसरी लिस्ट, वो उसका एग्जांपल आगे हम देखेंगे. और इसके अंदर एक पार्ट आता है इंडेक्स. द एड्रेस ऑफ ईच एलिमेंट विद इन अ लिस्ट इज कॉल्ड अ इंडेक्स. सो इंडेक्स एक लिस्ट है. लिस्ट के अंदर हमारे पास बहुत सारे एलिमेंट्स हैं लाइक एलिमेंट 1 2 3 4 एंड सो ऑन. सो उन लिस्ट उन एलिमेंट्स की जो पोजीशन है या जो प्लेस है वो उसको हम कहते हैं इंडेक्स. प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेज में मतलब ऑलमोस्ट एवरी प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेज इंडेक्स जो स्टार्ट होता है वो 0 से स्टार्ट होता है. अगर हमारे पास लाइक दीज 5 एलिमेंट्स हैं तो इंडेक्स स्टार्ट होगा 0 से 4 तक. सो अगर जनरलाइज करें, अगर हमारे पास n एलिमेंट्स हैं तो हमारा इंडेक्स चलेगा 0 से लेकर n-1 तक. यू कैन सी इट फ्रॉम हियर लाइक दिस एग्जांपल. सो लिस्ट को लिखा कैसे आता है? लिस्ट इज रिप्रेजेंटेड इन दिस वे विद स्क्वायर ब्रैकेट्स. ब्रैकेट्स का जरूर ध्यान रखना है क्योंकि अगर हम इसका ब्रैकेट्स चेंज कर देंगे, अगर कर्ली ब्रैकेट्स बना देंगे तो वो सेट बन जाएगा. सेट आगे हम अभी बाद में पढ़ेंगे. तो एक छोटी छोटी चीज भी मतलब काफी इंपॉर्टेंट होती है कि आप इसके अंदर दूसरा ब्रैकेट नहीं लगा सकते. सो दैट विल हैव अ डिफरेंट मीनिंग. So for list, we use square brackets, and it can contain string, that anything anything. So this is a list, a simple example of list. And here these are the elements of the list, Michael Jackson and this all. And this is the these are the index. Index can be in positive also and in a negative way also. So in positive it runs from 0 to n minus 1, and in if denoted by negative, so like if we have n elements, so the first element will be minus n. Like in this example we have three elements, 1 2 3. So the index of the first element, in this example Jackson, we have three elements, so the first element will be minus 3 and so on, minus 3 minus 2 minus 1 and so on. Yeah, so it's a simple demonstration of how it looks. What is the problem? Mhm. हाँ, इसके अंदर अभी एक जो एरर आया था उसका मैं कॉज बता देता हूँ। मैंने जो इसका पहला ब्लॉक था वो एग्जीक्यूट नहीं करा था, डेट इज वाई उसको जो सेकंड ब्लॉक के अंदर इंफॉर्मेशन थी उसको समझ में नहीं आ रही थी वो जो एल है वो कहाँ से आ रहा है। सो डेट वाज द प्रॉब्लम एंड हियर यू कैन सी द आउटपुट, a simple L0 1 2 and in negative way minus 3 minus 2 minus 1 and so on. List can contain string, floats, and integers, and other list also which are called nested list. List operation. What are the operations we can do on list? The various operations. The first is slicing. Slicing means that we have a list and we want to take out some specific elements of the list. So, like in this example, if you want the last two elements, that is mj and 1, then we will write that 3 to 5. Here 3 to 5 will run in this way, that it will include the 0 1 2 and third, that is the 3 and third position, and the fourth. It will not print the fifth element. We always give one number more than what is required. This last fifth number, it is always executed in like if this 5 were m, then it would be executed like m minus 1. So the we can see it's the same. Yeah, mj and 1. And in the brackets we give the digits, we give the index position, not the element position, like this index position 0 1 2 and 3 from 0. The second part is extend and append. So there are two ways to add more elements to a existing list. First is extend and second is append. They both do similar things. That is the same things. They add some elements to the existing list. But what is the difference? In the first extend part, it adds the element, these elements, like in this example, it adds these elements as separate one or separate elements. So here, when I will execute it, so the new list will contain pop and 10 as separate two elements. Execute it and yeah. So here this pop and 10 are two different elements. So the final number of elements are 1 2 3 and 4. So there are four elements. But in append, when we append some block, some these elements, so this whole part will be treated as one element. It will not be treated as two elements. Yeah, here. This is one element of the existing previous list, this whole list. Okay. So how can we do this same thing that append do in extend? So if we want to do the same thing in extend, we can add an extra square brackets in the extend part like this and execute it. Yeah. Uh, so here it will be treated as one element. Mm, it is like, see if we append elements from nested. Yeah. So जो list होती हैं as a list are mutable, we can change them. Mutable means that we can change the elements of a list, existing list. So here we have a list with these digits and numbers. Uh, we have now changed the element at 0th index. We always give the index position, 0th index to before disco. Before it was disco and now hard rock. Execute it, run it. Yeah. Before change it was this, and after change it was this. Simple. We can also delete some element. Uh, it is a we have a function del where we give the element the list and the with the index number which we want to delete. Yeah, earlier it was this, and now we have deleted the element at 0th index, and now it is this. The second another function is split. In split, what we do, uh, we can, if we have a string, we can split that string based on some characters or some characters or even a space. In this example we are splitting, we have dividing the string based on a space. So when the compiler will run, whenever it will see a space, a white space, so it will make that it will make that word after that space a separate element like this. I can execute it, run it. Yeah. Earlier this Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. This was a one string, whole string, and now with the help of a split function, I have splitted it in these uh, different separate elements. I can split a string based on some elements also. Like here, I have split the string with by comma. So I have to put what element I have to separate it by in the bracket split function. I can do copy and cloning things also. Here I am doing by both copy and clone, they are different things. They both have different significance. Let's discuss that. First, I have a list with A with the given elements, and now I am copying this list A into B. Copy by reference. So this is, let's run it. Yeah, this. So what happens in copy? The In copy part, the address of both of these A and B will be same. That is in what happens in memory. Whatever we declare these things or stores these things, they are stored in some part of the memory. And if we are copying the list, so both A and B will have the same address, like in this part. So it have one uh, we can understand it with the one more example. Like in this code, I have print b0, and then I have made changes on a0. That is the 0th index element of A. So there must not be a change on B, because A and B, we can think like this. There must not be a change on B. But when we execute it, yeah, see, before it was B0 was hard rock. We did not change the element of B0. We changed the element of A0. But the change is reflected in B also. Why? Because was seen. The change was made on the address, on the memory part. That is why the change was reflected in B as well. And if we want to clone is a different from copy. So we have to clone it in this way. B is equal to A, square brackets, then a colon. Uh, this is a graphic which shows that this clone part. Yeah, here you can see both A and B, they have separate addresses. So in memory, they both will be different. Earlier, the in the copy part, A and B are the same. They have the same address. Now, if you change the elements of A, it will not be reflected in. One minute. Hmm. I think there was some problem earlier. Here I have changed the A in zeroth element of A, but this change is not reflected in B. Just because we have in this part we have cloned, not that copy. Yeah. Following this, I will share this file with you. Following this, there is a quiz and some task which you have to do by tomorrow. Uh, that will be updated in your Google Classroom. Oh, 1 minute. Yeah. The second topic is list. I will not cover this part today because most of the things are similar to that of uh, the sorry, this part is tuples, and it is similar to what we did in what I discussed in list. Like you can see here, the same data set tuples. One difference is that in tuples we used uh, that simple brackets. Indexing. Uh, Concatenate, and concatenate means to add, like we did adding elements in using extend and append. We use this concatenate here. Slicing, the same thing. Shorting means shorting is a different thing. Shorting means to, yeah, as a English term explains, to short the elements in some ascending or descending order. Nested. uh, So what you can do, you read these both tuples and list once, and then I will discuss some live questions based on this tuples. If you have some query, you can ask tomorrow, and I will discuss this nested tuples tomorrow. Okay, Sagar Prabhu, you can take over. Do anyone have any doubt? I am not touching this nested tuples part because you need to have some have a good understanding of what we discussed till now, so that so you just first do all the things earlier, and then I can discuss this tomorrow. Do anyone have any doubt till whatever we have discussed? Okay then. Sagar Prabhu,
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
So we'll move on to the next topic. Is my screen visible?
Yes, it's visible.
So next we'll be seeing other two data structures in Python, that are sets and dictionaries. So what are sets? So till now you have seen lists and tuples. They are ordered collection of objects, but sets are unordered collection of objects. That means in list you had indexing 0, 1, 2, 3, and so on. Even in tuple you had indexing from 0, 1 to 3, and you had also negative indexing from -n to -1, where n is the number of elements in that list or tuple. But in sets you don't have such a numbering, it is unordered. And one more interesting property of sets is that sets should contain unique elements. That means elements cannot repeat in a set. Two elements in a list or two elements in a tuple can be same, but in a set, two elements cannot be same. So you can create a set by using curly brackets. For list, you used square brackets. For tuple, you used parentheses. For set, you use curly brackets. So you can see here, if we define a set using curly brackets, and I have repeated some elements here, rock, rock. But when you try to print the set, like in the Jupyter notebook or in Colab, if you just write the set one, it is equivalent to printing set one. So this is not actually a feature of Python, but it's a feature of Jupyter notebook. So if you write set one, it prints set one, and you can see that here the rock is not repeated. So when you create a set, automatically the duplicate elements will be dropped. If you can create a set from a list like this. So you can create, here we have a list, because why do we know that it is a list? Because we have used here square brackets. The square brackets are there, that means album list is a list. And if we just use a function set and pass the list to this, then it will be converted to a set. So if we run this, we get curly brackets, that means it is a set. So now we'll see some operations on sets. So we have already seen how to convert a list into a set by using this set, by using the set function. And we can use the add method. So we are talking about some basic functions which are inbuilt. So a function is basically uh, a function does some particular task. We are going to see functions in detail later on, but these are simple functions which are inbuilt. Their function is already their job is already defined. So Python knows what to do when you pass when you use this set of and you pass a list to this. So function performs a particular job. So the set function converts a list into a set here. So similarly, we have add function or add method. This adds an element to the set. So if you write a dot add, so a is a set here. We need to execute this, and then we need to execute this. So a was a set here, and we added this. Now you can see that this element is added to the set. Similarly, if you add the same element again, we know that duplicate elements cannot be present in the set. So if you add the same element again, you will get the same answer without any change. You can remove an element from the set by using remove function. So you can use a dot remove, this one. In you were using del command for deleting an element from the list. So here you can use the function remove to remove an element from the set. We have already seen this in when operators were taught in today's class. Like it checks whether this element is present in the list or not, list or set or any data structure. So this in is a membership operator. I hope you remember from Ansh Prabhu's talk. Like at last we discussed in and not in. So it returns true or false uh, depending on whether this is present in the set or list or tuple, whatever you pass here. So here ACDC is present in the set. That's why it is returning true. So we can perform other operations using sets as well. Suppose we define two sets like this. We have defined two lists, and then we are converting it to set using the set function. So we have two sets here, and we want to find the intersection of sets. So these sets are actually same as the sets we learn in mathematics. So in mathematics as well, we know that sets cannot have duplicate elements. A set has unique elements, and it is unordered. So it is the same thing. If you want to find the intersection of two sets, you can use this operator, ampersand. So album set 1 ampersand album set 2 will return a set which is the intersection of these two sets. So this is also an operator. These two are operands. Yesterday we discussed what are operators and operands. And the result of this is also a set which I'm storing in this variable intersection. So you can see this is the result, which is also a set. So here this in was an operator. These two were operands and it returned true or false. So here the return was of bool type. Here the return is a set. So similarly, we can find that difference of two sets using the difference method. So you can, if you write album set 1 dot difference album set 2, it gives album set 1 minus album set 2. So you need to be careful about which minus which. So set 1 minus set 2. If you write it this way, set 1 dot difference set 2, then it is set 1 minus set 2. So you can see that set 1 had these three elements and set 2 is this. If you remove the elements of set 2 from S1, only this one will be left, and that is why we have this thriller. So this is same as a set difference which we have learned in math. So you need not get confused about this element which is not present in set 1. So I hope everybody knows set difference. Similarly, you can use the intersection method to find intersection, or we had already seen this operator ampersand which can find intersection. We also have this method intersection to find the intersection. You can use any one of them. And to find union, you can use the union function, album set 1 dot album set 2. This also returns a set. You can check if yeah, one set is a superset of the other or one set is a subset of the other. So set of album set 1 dot e superset album set 2. So what am I doing here? Album set 1, I'm converting it into a set. See, we had album set 1 here. Album set 1 was already a set. In fact, we don't need to do this. This is album set 2 is already a set. So we need not again convert it to a set. This is not required. So album set 1 dot e superset album set 2. So it checks if set 1 is a superset of set 2. So order is again important. The first one, like it is already, you can read it like a sentence. Is set 1 a superset of set 2? So we have this set 1 and set 2 here. We can print it once to, so that we don't have a confusion. So this is set 1. And this is set 2. So we can see that set 1 is not a superset of set 2. So it returns false. So just like operators, functions also return different things. So here this union function was returning a set. It returned this set which is the union of set 1 and set 2. Here superset is returning true or false. It is returning a bool type. Its return type is bool. So you can check is set 2 album set 2 is subset of set 1. So this e superset and e subset are also functions. So it also returns false. Now if we consider this this one, in fact this is also a set. We don't require this. If you pass a list, then you will have to convert it into a set. This is already a set, so you can execute it and it returns 2 because this is a subset of set 1. You can see what is set 1. So this is set 1. You have these two things here. That is why it is a subset of it. Next, we move on to the next type of data structure, that is dictionaries. So dictionaries are like lists, but in lists we have only one type of indexing, that is 0 to 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on. But in a dictionary, you can give your indexes, you can define your own indexes. And those indexes are called keys. So in a, you can see the difference here. In a list, you have elements and they are indexed by 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on. In dictionary also you have values, but as an index, you can define your own keys. Those are called keys now. They need not be 0, 1, 2, 3. You can define it on your own. There are some rules regarding the keys. We'll see that. But you can understand the difference between list and dictionary in this way. So how do we create a dictionary? We create a dictionary again using curly braces, but we have to define both the key and the values now, because the keys are also defined by us right now. It's not a zero, it's not by default 0, 1, 2, 3 like list. So we define a dictionary using curly braces by where each element within the curly brace should be like key, colon, and then the element, and then comma, and then the next pair, and so on. So you have to write the key, colon, and this. So here my key is this string called key1. So I'm giving the index that I'm giving to this element 1 is a string which is key1. I can here you can see that for this element 5, I'm giving the index as a tuple which contains one element which is a string of key 5. So you can see that my index itself is a tuple. So you can so you can give any kind of index which are now called keys. So you can, here we have given strings as an index. Here we have given tuple. Here also we have given tuple containing 0 and 1 as an index to 6. So if you print the dictionary, you can see that these are the elements and these are the references which you have given to this. Keys, we have seen that keys can be strings. We know this. Now, now there are some, there is one rule regarding keys, that keys should be immutable. So we know, we haven't seen that, but we'll see that later, that strings are also immutable. We have seen that lists are mutable, tuples are immutable, and strings are also immutable. That means you cannot change a string once you declare it. You cannot change a tuple once you declare it. That means, suppose I create a tuple like this, a is equal to 0, 1. Now I cannot change the first element of a into like this. I cannot change this. Once I have declared a, I cannot change the elements like this. So suppose if I execute this, so it gives an error because tuple object does not support item assignment. That means tuple is not mutable. Tuple is immutable. So so the indices or the keys which you can give should be immutable objects. So you can use strings as keys, you can use tuples as keys, and you can use constants as keys. Obviously, constants are immutable. So, so how do we access the element? So if you write dict of key 1 string, so this key 1 was the index which I gave to 1. So dict of key 1 will be 1. This is just like in a list. You have suppose we have a list. This we have this list. Now I will access the first element by a of 0, because the index of this is 0, and for a list it is default 0, 1, 2, 3, and so on. So to access this, I'm using a of 0. Similarly, in dictionary, I will use dict of key 1, because key 1 is like 0 here, the index which corresponding to the first element which I have given here. Here there is no first, second element like that, because the indexes are given by you. So it basically means I want to access the element with index as this one. So we have seen this, that each key should be separated by a value by its colon, like this, and commas separate the different items in a dictionary, and the whole dictionary is written in a curly braces. If you write empty curly braces, it means an empty dictionary. Similarly, for a list, empty square brackets can be used to create an empty list, and for tuple you can create an empty tuple by using square brackets. But uh, but tuples are immutable, so as an empty tuple will usually not be of any use. Even dictionary, so we have seen that lists are mutable, tuples are immutable, strings are immutable, and dictionaries are mutable. That means you can change the values, uh, like you can I can change the value of this one. So it was already 1, so I can change it to 2. This will be fine. So you can change the values corresponding to the keys, but you cannot change the keys. If you want to change the keys, then you have to delete one key and add a new key. So that is possible. But if you want to change this key 1 to key 0, then I cannot do it directly. I will have to remove this element key 1. We will see that how to remove, and I will have to add a new element with key 0. So we have seen this, how to get the values, how to access the elements. So we had not run this before. Okay. So you can get all the keys by using this keys function. So if you write a dictionary dot keys, then you get this, you get the set of all lists. So it is not actually a set. It is actually, you can say it is a list, but not exactly a list, because you can see the output is, wait, we can check the type of this. So you know how to check the type of anything, any object, by using the type function. We have seen this. So if you want to know the type of what this returns, you can see it returns a dict keys object. So it's an object of type dict keys, but it looks like a list itself, because you can see that you will get square brackets. So it gives a list of all uh, keys, but it is not exactly the list which we use. It is a list. You can say it is a it's an object of type dict keys which is similar to a list. Similarly, you can get values by using the values function. And again, it is an object of type dict values which is similar to a list. Uh, mm. So we can add an entry to a dictionary by simply writing the new entry. So here we have the dictionary release year dict, and you are writing a new key and you are assigning the value to it. So if this key should not be if so when you write this statement, Python will check if this key is already present in the dictionary. If this is present in the dictionary, then it will change the value to this one. If it is not present in the dictionary, then it will add this new key into the dictionary. So here we see that there is no key called graduation. So here we have the list of keys here. So we can see that there is no graduation as uh, a key here. So when you are writing this, it will add this new key with this value. If you are writing an already existing one, we had already tried that before. So now graduation is existing. So if I write again graduation, then you can see that now the value will be modified instead of adding the new element. You can see that the value has been changed here. There is no new element added. So if it is present, it will change the value. If it is not present, it will add it as a new element. And you can delete an entry similar to list by using del. And also this parenthesis is optional here. This will also work. You can either use parenthesis or you can not use. You can avoid parenthesis. And again, we know this membership operator. It will check if this is present in the dictionary or not. If it is present, it returns true. Otherwise, it returns false. So here it is present. We can see this here, and therefore it will return true. So we have completed the data structures in Python. So you have learned lists, tuples, sets, dictionaries, and you have also completed operators. So we'll be, so if anybody has any doubts, please speak up. Yeah, is dictionary mutable? We had discussed that you can change the values corresponding to keys. So in one sense, it is mutable. But if you want to change the keys, you will have to remove the old key and add the new key. So in that sense, it is mutable. We can't use index in sets. The purpose of sets itself is like the property of the essence of sets is that it is unordered. So if you want indexing, you can either use dictionary or you can use list or you can use tuple. Does anybody have any other doubts? So can we use a dictionary as a key? No, you because the key should be immutable, right? We have seen that. We'll try that once as well. So I can create a dictionary. So values can be anything. For values, you can give strings, list, object, like any dictionary. You can give in the value position, you can give anything. For keys, it should be strings or tuples or constants. So I can give something. This is one dictionary. So I'm trying another dictionary where B. So if I want to give it as, I will have to give it as a literal. So I can change this to avoid confusion. So I'm going to experiment with another dictionary where I will try to give this one as a key. See, so it gives an error, unhashable type dict. That means you cannot use a dictionary as a key. So a key should be immutable. We have seen that. So you cannot use it. I hope this is clear. If we print a set, in what order its elements are printed, as there are no indices. Uh, you can observe one thing here. When you print a set, you can see that it is in alphabetical order. In fact, it is not exactly alphabetical order. It is in the order of increasing ASCII values. If you are familiar with ASCII values, you can see that capital letters have lesser ASCII values than small letters. So first, the capital letters will be given in alphabetical order, and then the small letters in alphabetical order. So most probably it is printed in the uh, in the increasing order of ASCII values. I hope it is clear. In C, if we were to evaluate the inequality, it would give true, since it first evaluates which is true, hence gives one, and then okay. But Python returns false. Why is it so? Does it follow associativity? Okay. $15 less than, 25 less than 20. False. So 15 is less than 25. So that is true. And 1 is less than 20. I think here the return type of this is it returns a bool value, right? It returns a bool value. So this is just like writing true is less than 20. Oh, okay. Okay, I guess the associativity is different here. Because if I use a brackets, I'm getting true. Hmm. We should check the associativity of relational operators in Python. So in Python, the associativity of you can it is left to right only. If it's left to right, then I think we should look into it. I think we'll see this and reach out to you. The associativity is left to right only. I think it will evaluate as 15 less than 25 and 25 less than 20. And okay, we should check this. The associativity is left to right only, but how this double inequality works, we should check this. Okay, is there any other doubt? Okay, we will be posting some simple exercises on these operators and these data structures. So complete it on Google Classroom. And that's it for today. If there are no doubts, we can end the meeting. Ansh Prabhu and Bhavya Prabhu can add something if there is anything.
Just one thing. I think we can solve some 2-3 questions which involve all the concepts which we have covered till now in tomorrow's class in the first 5 to 10 minutes. Uh, it will be helpful for you all. And it would be like first you have to answer those questions, then we will solve. Ansh Prabhu, do you want to add something?
No, but I want to add one thing that I used the word set while explaining operators instead of list row. Please don't get confused. It was list only. L equals list 1 to 3. I by mistake used set. So if someone get confused, you can uh, say now get clear. And I will we'll sorry get to this inequality part 15 less than 25. Uh, we'll get back to know tomorrow. If you have any doubts, please write or ask. Otherwise, you can leave.
I think there is one
It
doubt.
is getting late.
Is tuple and array same? Uh, it is not exactly same. See, there is nothing called as an array in Python. So uh, meaning it is not exactly same because tuple is immutable. But see, we discussed lists. So you can think of lists as arrays. So lists are more similar to arrays than tuples because tuples are immutable. I hope that clears the doubt. See, arrays are basically a list only. Lists are basically arrays, while tuples are different. I hope that clears the doubt. Okay, Hare Krishna.
Slay, I request everyone to please read the lab. It was little bit confusing. List shuffle that part. So please refer to it again. As assignment problems, you will get confused otherwise. I think now we can end the meeting.
I would like to clarify one thing. In Ohm's doubt. So a tuple and array are not same. See, and uh, one more thing about array is that uh, it should contain a homogeneous type of elements. That means in C you create a integer type array, int array, so it consists of only integers, and char array consists of only characters. So you can think of array as a subset of list. So all arrays are lists, but all lists are not arrays. Array and list are actually the same thing. The way you define, the way you perform operations is the same, but when you call it an array, it should consist of elements of same type. So if you create a list of only integers, it is an you can say it's an array. Tuple is a different thing because it is immutable. I hope it is fine.
Yes.
Okay, Hare Krishna. We'll end the meeting.